Welcome to the complexity model of gender explained. This is a three-part video series and you are about to watch part one, explaining the complexity of gender. As I was thinking about these topics, I came across the work of Maria Merriam in my son's book about women in science. She was a 17th century naturalist who was among the first to document the metamorphosis of butterflies. Before her work, people often studied dead butterflies rather than observing living organisms in their natural context and developmental processes. That struck me as a useful metaphor for gender research. When we overlook context, development, or diversity, we risk studying only fragments of a much more complex reality. The goal of the complexity model of gender is similar, to provide a framework for understanding gender as multidimensional, developmental, and embedded within social and historical context. Throughout this presentation, you'll notice butterflies and flowers throughout the presentation. The butterfly represents development and the flowers represent ecology and context, two themes that remain central to the model. Just like mistakes were made in early attempts to understand butterflies and caterpillars, historical approaches to understanding gender development do not account for the complexity of gender. Something isn't working. For example, current approaches rarely account for gender diversity, such as non-binary or trans identities. Or dimensions of gender are often confused and blended, and identity isn't well understood, perhaps because of all that blending. In any case, we need approaches to gender development that address these three limitations. To address those limitations, I developed the complexity model of gender. At first glance, it might look like a lot, but we're going to take each piece at a time and explore each element in more detail. In the second video, I'll cover the integrative ecological model, and then in a third video, I'll cover the multidimensional model.